In the world of strength and conditioning and rehab, sometimes the leg curl can get a bad rap. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use it to your benefit for hamstring rehab, especially if you're someone who trains in a commercial gym and you don't have access to, say, specialized equipment for hamstring rehab, or you don't have someone there who can hold your feet to do things like Nordics, or if you don't have something to rig up to put your feet under to do Nordics, or if, again, you're short on time and you just want to jump on a machine and get some work done. So the leg curl machine traditionally gets a bad rap, and the reason for that is because it is thought to have issues in terms of shortening what's called fascicle length of the muscles. So basically what that means is when you're doing the leg curl, yes, it gets you stronger, but it also is thought to make the hamstring muscles shorter. I don't necessarily agree with that take, and I'll show you how you can use it to, in fact, lengthen them out and make it closer to your traditional Nordic. But I guess in terms of the rationale behind it, I attended a strength and conditioning conference once, and this was years ago, and their argument for the Nordic hamstring curl was basically saying that the lying leg curl or hamstring curl was bad, again, because it shortens the fascicle length. And for someone who's competing in a sport where you're required to run really fast, you need more strength over a longer fascicle length. So doing things like Nordics are therefore superior. And again, all of the forces in these exercises are different anyway. So trying to say that one thing is better than another, yes, can be true, but it's hard to 100% compare them because they're just not the same. So if you're an athlete who, again, needs to do some kind of hamstring rehab, using the leg curl machine can be beneficial. To start off, doing leg curls, if you are someone who hasn't got a lot of strength through your hammies, like you either haven't traditionally trained them very hard, or you're someone who traditionally hasn't done much in terms of knee bent hamstring exercises, where you're doing more hip based hammy exercises, things like Romanian deadlifts or single leg RDLs or good mornings, those type of exercises. If you're not doing a lot of this style of hamstring work, then starting off with a leg curl is actually a really good way to go. The other thing is, if you're not someone who is overly strong through the hammies, doing a machine-based variation can be really helpful because it stabilizes you, and you can actually use that stability to your advantage to target the muscle harder and not have to worry about your external environment. So in terms of stability. So again, if you're someone doing a Nordic, you're less stable, even though you're on your knees. If you're someone doing things like RDLs, good mornings, all of those other bigger exercises that you can use a lot more load with, it's going to be that stability component that might challenge you. So there's other issues like bracing, your contact with the ground, all of these other aspects that come in to the exercise that are going to challenge you, and they might cause you to fail before your actual hamstrings do. So in a leg curl, you're not going to have that issue. It's purely going to be the hamstring that is failing you before anything else. So in terms of doing the leg curl itself, you want to try and set it up so that your foot pad or ankle pad is as low as possible. And the reason for that is it's going to force you to use a little bit less load because you're increasing the length of the moment arm there. And again, it's a little bit semantic because if you make it shorter, you can just put more load on it. But I think it's better to lengthen it out just so you don't have to load up as much. In terms of this specific leg curl, I've set it up already to my position. So if I get on here, hopefully I don't squish the mic, but I'm going to be in this position. If I'm just simply leg curling, going double leg, I can get a lot of repetitions in just by isolating the hammies there. The other really good variation that I like is the single leg. So if I take one leg off and just pull up. Now, to make it more like your traditional Nordic, so for say hammy rehab, where we're trying to lengthen out the muscle, but strengthen it as well over that longer length. You're gonna go 2 legs up, hold, take 1 leg off, and then control it back down. And that's gonna start overloading that eccentric component. So what you wanna do in that instance is use enough load so that you can't pull it up with 1 leg, but you can pull it up with 2 legs, and then you're gonna take 1 off, and then you're overloading it in that eccentric or controlling down phase. So again, really heavy, 2 legs can pull it up, but you can't pull it up with 1, and then you're controlling it back down on that single leg. So that is probably the best variation you can do on a leg curl machine with the eccentric component, and that's going to get you closer to being able to do a Nordic leg curl. And again, there's other ways we can progress into full Nordics if you are someone who's a little bit weak and you just get a little bit of movement and then you fall completely to the floor. But yeah, leg curls, awesome exercise for hamstring rehab, and it'll help build your hammies in a more stable position, which will then over time not become your weakest link in terms of being able to progress up into doing full Nordics.